there everyone, welcome back to another video. You might notice it's a little bit different. It's set up, oh that was weird. Hello, what is going on there? Okay, you might notice it's a little bit different today. I just thought I'd come on and just explain just a little bit something that some of you might find interesting. So if you live in council, private, HMO, like supported or just HMO housing, you do have certain rights when it comes to if you're not happy about something. So every single housing company or organisation or government organisation that provides housing, like local councils, council contractors, so there's quite some big companies out there that provide local housing or social housing as they call it, Midland Heart. I don't recommend them, but that's my opinion. There's quite a few. Obviously, if you're not happy about something, either one, the way they've spoke to you, or two, the property that you've been given or you are currently in, it doesn't matter what your issue is, you have the right to have your say or make a complaint if that's what's needed. If you do get to the complaint stage and you feel like you're being sort of brushed under the carpet with it, every company will have a complaints policy. They do have to follow it, and there is also now well, I say now, there always has been an organisation, but I don't think many people know about it or their rights to it. There's one for every single part, but I'll cover that in just a second. So let's just say you're with local council housing, or Midland Heart. Let's go Midland Heart. So you're with a Midland Heart property and you've got some issues like damp, mould, a member of staff was rude to you, put all of those into one, okay? So your first step would be to contact Midland Heart. That's letter, phone call, anything, and just discuss it with them over the phone. If they can't resolve it with you over the phone, they should start at a stage 1 complaint, okay? A stage 1 complaint is you telling them that you're formally not happy and you would like it investigated formally. That should then trigger an acknowledgement letter. So they should send you a letter saying, yes, dear Mr. Smith or Mrs. Smith, we've received your complaint and we will now investigate it. The different companies have different policies for this, but there's normally a timescale attached to that policy. So once they've acknowledged the complaint, they'll say, oh, we've got 28 days to respond to you or 60 days to respond to you. Okay. You'll get a written response. It will be post or email. I think they're allowed. If you're not happy with that, you can either accept that and crack on, or if you're not happy with that and you feel like they're brushing you under the carpet, you can go to stage 2, which should be, someone from management, like with Midland Heart. I know they have housing officers. There should be an area manager that will then review your complaint, or maybe a housing support manager or someone that will then review the complaint and just make sure the person that originally investigated it did everything that they should. I'm sorry, I'm swiveling around. I'm sat in a swivelly chair and it's kind of fun. Yeah, so they should pass it on to someone from management and let them make their determination as to whether the complaint was handled properly. If it was, they might uphold it and say, yes, we agree with what our colleague has said to you, or they'll go, actually, no, this is what I found, blah, 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 and they'll discuss it with you. Normally phone call followed up with a letter just explaining what was happened on the phone call. If you still remain dissatisfied at that point, there is an organisation called the Housing Ombudsman. I will put their logo just down here, and all their links will be in the description, just so you're aware. The Housing Ombudsman is an organisation that they're classified as an ADR, which is an alternative dispute resolution agency. So housing authorities and landlords can register to HOS or Housing Ombudsman Service, and they will almost mediate complaints, mediate and investigate. So I know HOS has changed a lot about how they operate their complaints now. So you can do it over the phone. If you want to speak to HOS, there's a phone number for them. You can call them and start it that way. Or you can fill out a form. So there's a form you can actually download fill it out on your computer or print it off and fill it out, scan it and send it back to them, or you can just post it to them. There's loads of ways you can do that. Send them an email. There's another way. Housing Ombudsman will obviously go through their procedure, and their procedure is very clear. They do not tolerate landlords that jump steps, or tenants or complainants that jump steps. So you can't go to HOS unless you have received a deadlock letter, or as it's otherwise known, an FRL, a final response letter. A final response letter with any ombudsman rights should tell you in the bottom of that letter, right at the bottom, if you remain dissatisfied with this complaint or this resolution, you now have the right to refer it to the Ombudsman Service. There's quite a few different ombudsmans for different services and different agencies. So there's obviously the Housing Ombudsman that deals with housing disputes. There's the Financial Ombudsman, so that's banks, finance situations, like mortgages, loans, anything like that. There's the Financial Ombudsman, and there's also the Communications Ombudsman. The Communications Ombudsman will deal with your phone contract. If your mobile your mobile phone provider. I'm looking up all sorts of English today. Your mobile phone provider, and there is also the Energy Ombudsman, and they will deal with. Can you guess? Yes, your energy companies. So that's E.ON, British Gas, any energy companies that you have had dealings with or wish to make a complaint about. Excuse me. The Ombudsman Service are quite good at getting a result. That, depending on what you're complaining about, will depend on the type of response you get from them. But 90% of the time, they do get the response that you're after, and they will get the questions that you want answered, and answered at detail. So a few of the Ombudsman services have like online portals. So the Communications Ombudsman has an online portal, so you can track your case all the way through. The Energy Ombudsman also does. The Housing Ombudsman doesn't, I don't believe. I don't think they do. Energy, Communications, and that's it. They're the only two. So there's Energy and Communications that have that online portal that you can log in and track your case, or update your case, or add evidence, and bloody ow, that hurt. Stop smacking your phone holder. I need to take that off. The Ombudsman services will investigate your complaint in full, and the company will be asked to provide evidence, as will you. My only bit of advice when dealing with Ombudsman services is a couple of things. Before you even approach, as soon as you get that FRL or deadlock letter, do not go straight to the Ombudsman. You want to gather as much evidence as you can, okay? Whether that be recording phone calls. So if you've had a dispute with your phone provider or housing or your landlord, ring them up and just say, look, I'm recording this phone call. Can you tell me exactly where my complaint's at? That a phone call recording can't lie, okay? I've done it in previous, not in previous videos on this channel, but there has been videos where I have used my body-worn camera, which is this little guy. So I've had this clipped on while I've been on the phone and just hit record and just had it recording. This will date and timestamp when I'm talking to them, and I'll just hold the phone here so the camera can see who I'm on the phone to, and also can hear what's being said by me and by them, because I'll put the phone on speaker. So that's a good way of gathering evidence. A little camera or even another phone. I'll stop doing that because it won't work out. Letters, gather any letters, communications you've had from the company or organisation, gather them all together. You're going to need them. And if you do have access to a printer and scanner, scan them onto your computer, because a lot of the times the Ombudsman will ask you to upload them onto a portal. So Communications and Energy, they ask you to upload all your evidence. You can't physically send. I know you can, but it just delays your case. It's quicker to have it scanned and ready to upload when they ask for it. For financial and housing, again, scan it. They'll normally just ask you to email it. I've got a case currently with a housing provider that I will cover in a different video, and I'll take you all the way through and show you everything that's going on with that in a different video. Or I might make it a series. they'll ask you to email the evidence or send it in them in the post. Good luck with that one with Royal Mail. So yeah, the Ombudsman, they're there to help you. If you're not getting anywhere with your energy, your phone contracts or internet providers, housing, your financial services, so your banks, your loans, I think in some cases they can deal with these cold call debt collectors, the ones that will call you and go, hey, you have a balance of how do you want to pay it? But they're not actually bailiffs and they don't have a warrant, or a county court judgment or high court writ. I like to call them the bogey callers, because that's all they're doing is they're on the phone doing this. There's plenty of organisations out there that can help. And obviously not many people know about the Ombudsman services, so when you get that letter from the bank going, sorry, we can't go any further with your complaint, we've now deadlocked it, and you look at that little bottom bit and it says you've got the right to go to the Ombudsman, you go, I would, but how? No one knows. Well, stay tuned, because I will put a video out on exactly how to take a case to the Ombudsman. I will cover the energy, I will cover the housing. I'm going to cover the housing because of a case that's ongoing at the minute. I've got a case that I can use for the Energy Ombudsman. I've got plenty of cases for the Communications Ombudsman, thank you to 3. Personal cases, so obviously bits of information will be blurred out, but there's quite useful information and tips on how to get around cases. Not get around them, but get your case resolved and, you know, get the resolution you're looking for. Energy, might have to ask permission from someone before I use that case, but that will be quite a good one. Housing, I can use that one. Energy, communications, housing. Financial is going to be a bit tricky, but I will see what I can do in relation to the financial ombudsman. I might even speak to them and just see if they've got any material I can use, to be fair. And yeah, if you're not sure, so just for this video, it was mainly aimed at just in general ombudsman. But if you do live in a property and you're not happy with it and you are covered by the housing ombudsman, you can do a check if your landlord is with the housing ombudsman on their website. So I will put the housing ombudsman link in the description. And obviously, if you've got any questions, drop me a comment. Don't put any personal information in the comments, please, because they will get removed. And obviously, we want to keep you safe. And I'll do my best to answer them. Or, if you go onto the About Me tab on my YouTube channel, send me an email and I will respond to you as quickly as I can. I hope that has helped. I will cover plenty more little tips and little bits of information that you might find helpful. I'm going to start making a video into the housing side of it with 2 housing providers that I've had a run-in with recently that has sort of turned legal, but there's an element of it that is still with the housing ombudsman, and I will go through absolutely everything that went wrong. Stay tuned, it's going to be a big one. I look forward to making that video. So yeah, if you do need any help, About Me tab, or there's the comments below. So I do hope that helps, and if you do have any questions, drop them in the comments and I will respond. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions, do let me know. And if you have enjoyed this video and you found it useful, make sure you hit that like button, which is normally somewhere down here, I believe. Wait, yeah, it's down there somewhere. And then the subscribe button's on that side. I'll get the hang of that one. And I think there's a channel card that will pop up sort of here. If you want to subscribe, instead of scrolling down, it will sort of just sit here and you can just click the icon and it will give you the subscribe button. Whatever, YouTube does its own thing. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.